And you're on. You're
And
on, Your Honor.
you're on, Your Honor. Hello, I'm Melinda McKenzie.
And I'm Tom Wise.
And
Hi,
we,
Galen.
hi, Galen. We and Paula and Christy
Hi, Christy. Hi, Paula.
and Trina. Trina listens every
Oh,
every
really? Hi,
yeah,
Trina.
every day. She listens to us on iTunes. I told you she laughs out loud, and now her husband listens. And she said she laughs at my stuff, and her husband laughs at yours.
Amen. He's a good man. Keep him.
We represent.
I'll let be. I'm happy to announce that I've told my daughter that we're gonna, as part of our New Year's resolution, we're gonna read a book a month. I know that doesn't sound like much, but so far up until this point in my life, outside of when I was in the fifth grade, I have not read a book a month.
Okay. Um, since you just said that, I have something fun for you. Are you ready for this?
Yeah.
Okay. So I love books. I don't think
And
that's
I
a
love fun. This is a match made in heaven.
I'm so much fun. I love my books. So I brought this book for you. Are you ready? I don't know
Yeah.
if you've seen it before. Tell me if you can read the title.
Everything men know about women. Oh, this is gonna be detailed.
Are you ready? I'm gonna show you.
Yes, yes. I've seen this at the joke shop. Ha ha.
Is it a joke though, Tom? Is it?
Uh,
I love it. You know what? I've had this darn thing. When was this copied? I've had this for so long, and every time I get it out, I laugh.
it's a prop joke. It's a joke. It's like Carrot Top. I love it.
Me too. So what's your first book going to be, Tom?
Well, as you scolded me already, I said I'm reading the Woody Allen book, and I'm reading Jerry Seinfeld. I got both going.
That's right. You did tell me about that. I don't know your terminology. I don't know if I scolded you so much
You know
as
what's the beauty of this? There's a whole video that shows the entire episode. That's the beauty of it.
is it scolding when I'm just trying to point out some truth about another human being? I get it. He's a guy. You want to defend him. You think him
I'm not
marrying.
defending anybody.
Oh,
Oh, I guess if we had to say who took sides, I guess I did take his side.
you picked Woody Allen's side, and I picked the side of all the rest of humanity.
You know that well, whatever. Because I looked into that. I wanted to see if my stance made any sense.
And I know that you would, but we need to argue more. People said we're not arguing enough. So
No, I said that just when I wanted to disagree with you.
I know. Then you're still the good guy. Tom's always the good guy. It's not his fault he's disagreeing. So
By the way, it's Dr. Drew, not Dr. Dre.
I know. I realized that later. I was like, oh, Dr. Dre is who I was speaking of, and you were speaking of the guy that does the reality. Come bring in all the
Right. I said Dr. Drew is playing his day.
yeah, it's my bad totally. I heard Dre, and I know I heard it because I had just seen it before we went on with our show. I was like, oh, that's just tragic that he had it,
We can do it. We can do a whole show about what's that called when you plant something and then you interpret the thing. It's like foreshadowing, like you oh, there's a word for it.
Yeah, well, I don't know what the word is.
Well, remember I told you about that magician that was able to precondition some internet people by giving them different names and talking about different stories. It made them take a picture in a certain place holding a certain object
Yeah,
because he primed them. So you were primed for Dr. Dre.
I was primed. I should, you know what? It's funny because you and I have talked about this more than once. We know about it, but have you spent any real time researching it and trying to prime people in real life?
Um, you know what? I think it's an interesting tool, and I think it would work. I mean, TV commercials prime us all the time.
Yes.
Oh man, would I like that burger? You don't think you're paying attention. All of a sudden, 3 days later, you're pulling into Burger King to get a Whopper. Why am
Yeah.
I here?
Do you feel like that's part of our selling technique when we work? I feel like in a big way before I do my shows, I really try to sit down and think what's important that people would hear that, they go, that makes sense to me, I'm in.
Yeah. But
You know?
it's hard because in our business, you don't get any feedback except you get sales. So you're just kind of throwing darts.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, when you do your shows, Tom works at HSN, I work at QVC. When you do your shows, do you get a lot of feedback from the producers? Like if something's running, will they say to you,
I
hey,
get nothing. I've
we,
got to, I get nothing. I've never had anything. Nobody's ever said anything to me about sales.
I will tell you, I get the biggest charge out of that. I guess I started from the beginning telling the producer, hey, I can multitask. So if while I'm talking, you say something to me, it's not going to mess me up. I want to know if something's working. Tell me.
Oh,
So they started doing it at HSN, and they did it at QVC, and they did it during, this last TSV. I was talking about something because one of the things that really seems to work for the product I talk about is I talk about my personal experience with it. And so as I'm talking, he's saying, keep it rolling, keep going. So anyway, I noticed for the TSV, I had more producers talking to me, and I thought, wow, word's really getting around. Then I got notes from the buyer that said, hey, I just want to let you know the producers put in their notes that you really listened to them. They really liked how they guided you through the show, and you did exactly what they said. And I was like, after how many years in the business, you know,
yeah. I'm
I've
not
never
stupid. No.
I've never heard that after all these years. That would have been nice to get that feedback, I don't know, 20 years ago. It was definitely nice today, but you know what I mean? Like, shoot, that helps.
Well, you need a little guidance. I'm on automatic pilot.
Oh,
Because I try to think to myself, what would a guy tell me to say? I mean, I'm down to 15 bullet points, which I just rinse and repeat. But you've got a lot more. I mean, my stuff is very specific. It's a cup call. I can do 3 things. So then I can tell, you know, renting a truck, blah, blah, blah. So whatever. He can't, hey, tell that renting the truck story again. Whatever.
well, like they've never said, like they'll say to me, okay, hold the product there. We're gonna zoom in on the product. Hold on. And then they'll, like, I can't believe how much they talked to me. They said, okay, Melinda, we're going to your models now. Get ready. I was like,
Oh, I've had 0 cues except for one. They've got a videotape of me, out in the car, talking about the cup call because they wanted me to do something different for the TS. They
yes,
wanted they wanted to do live out in the car for the TS. I go, that's
no,
really would be difficult.
so many things could go wrong.
The lighting. I mean, 1 o'clock in the morning. How much light would I need to make it look decent? I said, how about I don't know if we compromised. We agreed on a 30-second spot of me being outside on a
Right.
nice summer day, and they're going to shoot some video and they're going to plug it in when they find it's necessary. So the only time the producer would come to me at my ear and says, "Hey, we're going to roll that video first."
Oh, see, yeah,
That's it.
yeah.
Then out of the video, then it's going to be my turn.
Yeah. Well, and maybe they did it a lot this time because we've been in this lockdown situation where we're shooting from home now, and maybe they have found it's been helpful with the
Yeah,
other guests to kind of talk them through, going, because it is difficult. My models are in a studio in another state. I'm here. I'm hoping that and then I learned after one of the shows, I could tell the models weren't really responding. As soon as the show was over, they sent me a text. They said, the sound wasn't working. I hope everything went okay. We had no idea what was going on, which is horrifying, right?
right.
Because models have to put stuff on their face according to my direction. And you know what? They did. It seemed like they were listening. So anyway,
Well,
I found it exciting, and it was so nice. I don't often get compliments in this business. It was very nice to hear something nice.
it is nice. Yeah.
Dread, right? Because they're always like, well, you could have, why didn't you sold 1 million, but why didn't you sell 1,000,005? It's always that kind of, I mean, I had a show once for Martha Stewart. I had to sell 27 items they gave me a 2-hour block the day after Christmas.
I remember that. Look at
I
you still have a visceral reaction.
was like, and this one, and then the Martha likes this. I mean, it was just product after product. I forget how many millions I sold, but I remember being so glad it was over. Going, did you have to go in the little office afterwards? They tell you if you suck or not and what your numbers are. They don't do that at QVC, but at HSN, every show I did, they're like, you sold 4 million, but we really wanted 6. So,
Yeah, they weren't doing that at the end anyway at HSN. Like,
okay.
go get your numbers from the vendor. Stop bothering us. I mean, I've been there for 30 years. I can poke my head in and call in a favor once in a while, but they don't want to do it. They're like, please don't ask me to give you stuff I'm not supposed to. I go, really? Who's gonna fucking know?
Right. No, that's very interesting. And for people, it is interesting for people that have not, been behind the scenes in television, because when you have the power of television, you can sell things very, very quickly. And so we get very used to selling thousands. So if you do a show and you don't sell thousands, you feel a little broken, right? You feel like,
Yeah,
what?
especially but time of day used to be, you're expecting to sell thousands, and at 3 a.m. you're gonna sell 150.
Yeah.
Everybody's thrilled. So it's all relative.
Yeah. No, that's very
Don't
true.
tie your self-worth up into the number you produce, because the effort's the same. Even if you,
Yes.
as we say in the business, shit the bed on the TS, the effort was the same. You knew the product, you gave the energy. I mean, there's things outside of our control.
That's right. Because who had the TS on HSN on the day the Capitol was looted? Because what
Yeah,
the hell?
that was crazy.
You get a do-over when something like that happens? Because that's a historic thing.
They'll make an amendment. It's a meeting, but you're gonna eat that.
You're gonna eat it.
Yep.
Yeah.
It's a shit sandwich. And they'll try to help you out because you were planning on selling $3 million of the product and you sold, 980,000.
Right.
No one's happy. And that's a short memory because that goes on your permanent record. So 3 years from now, oh my God, we gave them a TS. They did 900 grand against 3 million.
Yeah. That's so true. You're only as good as your last show. It doesn't matter.
What?
It doesn't matter.
All right.
So I'm curious, do you have some sexy topics for us today?
I've got my sister. The
Very-
second one is my brother.
Oh,
And the
Lord.
last one is cartoons.
Your sister, your brother, cartoons. I don't know what they mean, but I like them. I have Life After Death. Ooh, spooky. I have your grandmother's bedroom, because I didn't talk about that the other day. The Elks Castle in Germany, and I have Sitting Down.
Sitting down.
Sitting down, and
You're
then
saying setting with an E or with an I?
sitting.
Sitting down. Yes, ma'am.
Sitting down. And then I brought these lovely cards that I bought from the Netherlands called What's Your Word? Because it asks questions and I love random questions.
Husker du. I love it. Me as do I. Hey, I'm working my microphone in I think what is the proper position. So hopefully the audio is better. This is crazy. I had it in the wrong position the last 6 weeks.
The audio sounds good on my end. I
Good.
can hear.
Oh, and can I just put on the record? I said I didn't want to talk. None of those topics were politics.
Well,
But when I saw this thing developing a couple of 3-4 days ago,
yes.
I said, as much as you don't like him, Mitch McConnell is going to be key here. And sure as shit, Mitch McConnell was key. And Lindsey Graham, as much as you don't like him, he was key as well. So those guys, and Pence, as much as you don't like them, they, at the end of the day, they stood for truth, justice, and the American way. Those three boys.
Listen, just because I don't like somebody doesn't mean I wouldn't be happy when they do the right thing. I absolutely appreciate when someone does the right thing.
If those three guys went the other way, it would have been a shit show. It could have been horrible.
And we do have to talk about it because I'll tell you what, it's historic. I don't think it'll ever happen again in our lifetime. I hope it doesn't happen again in our lifetime. We got to talk about the fact that while we're all living our lives, we have people that felt like it was okay to walk into the Capitol building and destroy property.
Are you familiar with what their overall plan is? What they suspect their overall plan was?
I read several different theories because I'm not quite sure what's accurate at this point, to be honest. I'm not really willing to say it was this or that because I feel like all the truth is still bubbling up. What do you
remember that what was it, the Michigan governor, their plan was to kidnap her and stick her on a boat? Well,
Yes.
there was one guy that walked in there with dozens of handcuffed zip ties,
Yes.
right?
Yes.
I mean, and there was one guy with explosives, and there was one
Yes.
guy with. So, I mean, could you imagine a plot of getting 7 senators in a room, all zip tied up, and we're not moving till Trump is reelected? Some sort of crazy scenario like that.
Black Mirror episode.
It's nuts.
Yeah. Well, because I guess,
And
yeah.
I'm saying, wasn't it interesting how the amazingly lack of police authority there? Did somebody get a phone call and say, "Hey, everybody, take the day off"?
I can only tell you what I heard, and I don't know what's true.
Go.
Um, so what I heard, the basic synopsis is, and from I saw on the videos, that these people were wearing things saying Trump. They weren't saying Republican. They weren't saying Patriot. They were saying Trump. They had Trump flags, Trump hats, and Trump shirts.
I've got it all. Go on. I know what you're talking about.
And they had shirts with the date printed on them, showing that January 6th they were doing a revolution. So it was a plan. They didn't just show up random. And I saw the video where the people in uniforms as Capitol Police, so they have the uniform, were they Capitol Police? I don't know. They pulled back the barricades and went like this.
I was
I saw
watching.
the
I
video.
didn't see that, but I was watching the guards, and I'm going, these guys aren't putting up any fight, much of a fight. Oh my God, they're not putting up any fight. They're moving aside.
Yes. What I read, I don't know if it's true, is that, Trump did say, go to the Capitol and I'll be there with you. He was not
I'll be in the back.
stunned that he didn't put himself in the middle of that. I'm stunned.
You know what? His things on his feet flared up.
Oh, he's got that, that's why I couldn't serve in the military.
Yeah.
So, they said they wanted their country back and that they wanted the stealing of the election to stop. So when they went into the building, they started tearing things up and taking things out, which I'm not sure the connection of getting their country back and bringing Trump, but that's just a funny sidebar, funny sidebar. And I saw did you see the video of the woman getting shot as she went through the window, the one that died? I actually watched it. I don't often watch videos of people being killed, but I have to say it was very interesting because it was chaos, of course. And they had broken windows, and I saw videos of them climbing up the side of the wall, but I also saw the cops move the barricades and go like this. So they came in many different directions. The woman that got shot, yeah, exactly. The woman that got shot was climbing through a window that had been broken in, and there was a lot of screaming. And
well, think about it. These guys, I mean, people might say, my God, you shot. These guys are, there's 1,000 people trying to storm in here. There's 4 guards with guns protecting, the congressmen that are behind them in rooms barricaded. So yeah, now's a good time to shoot somebody.
Yeah. And they did. I don't know why
it's tragic, but it's a shame. And
it's tragic. But again, she was climbing through a broken window into the federal building. I'm sorry. I don't feel bad for her. I don't.
And then some guy who did the video and some other guy was interviewed, and they're like, then they're pretending like, they were there to document it. No, you were there causing trouble. You were there. You're part of the problem.
You were there.
Yeah.
You were there.
What, you just get beamed up there from outer space?
For me, watching the videos, I guess I'm so glad that it was videotaped, because the most shocking thing about the whole thing, other than the fact that they thought they could do this, was that they were all identifying themselves. They were identifying themselves to news reporters.
This is not the smartest bunch.
No, but for them not being the smartest bunch, the fact that they're able to go in, so that just showed me someone that really was smart could have killed everybody.
Oh yeah, this could have, if it was a well executed, like the Jewish police, or whatever, or one of our black guys. But apparently these guys were former military, many of them former police or current police. Who knows?
Yes, that's what I read as well, that a lot of the I'm going to call them terrorists because they're not patriots. A lot of the terrorists are former police, former military.
Yeah.
According to the rumors that have not been substantiated on Parler, which seems to be a big QAnon board, message board, They were
That's
told,
where I get most of my news. What are you talking about?
"Oh, it's all true. Wait, there's so much, and it says it's unbiased, so
Yeah.
it says it, that they were asking people that were going to the revolution to dress as police and military and servers or people that
No
were
way.
yeah, I don't know if it's true. So that the quote was, so when the shit hits the fan, they don't know who is who. That's clever for a bunch of numbskulls, actually.
Yeah, it's like it seems like something out of a movie. Everybody take off your whatever, I've got a waiter's outfit out.
Well, because Tom, how is it when this was going on and it was clearly being recorded by many people? How is it that you could go into the Capitol building, go into Nancy Pelosi's office, sit on her desk, say you're going to rub your balls all over her desk, and smile at the camera? Do you think?
It's a drinking game.
Oh, see, I didn't know it was a drinking
Yeah.
game.
Then it was over to Schumer's next.
Okay. Well, then that makes sense to me. So my understanding was they said they were going there to get their country back and to stop the stealing of the election. I don't know how they were going to do it because I didn't see anything being accomplished other than I read today that they defecated and urinated on many things in the building as well.
But they also marinated.
Oh, okay. We'll see. I
Yeah.
didn't.
And
I
then they
didn't-
hydrogenated their skin too. So there
Okay.
are a lot of things, you know what? You're not getting the full story.
I'm not getting the
You're only
full-
getting the bad eight of it.
No, I only knew about the defecation and the urination. So there's
Yeah.
much to learn. There's much to learn.
My
So
nature.
what do you think? I mean, how do you think they were going to try to kidnap or hold people?
I think it was a half-assed idea that we're going to kind of do this. And, these aren't, whatever. They're not smart people, but, they let smart, dumb people buy guns.
Right.
So I think the plan was kidnap or something. At least the one guy thinking, why would you have 50 handcuffs or whatever the hell he had at $100 a piece?
I don't know, but I love that the FBI now has a site and there's a site.
Oh yeah, it's gonna be. It's gonna be. This will thin the herd. This is taking the head of Al Qaeda.
Yeah.
And then this also eliminates all the bullshit about, these were all Antifa people dressed up like Trump supporters. Oh, really? All right.
Yes, because Antifa would have a lot to gain by doing that and getting their photos taken.
Of course.
Because it was also blamed on Black Lives Matter. I saw a lot of so-called Christian people on Facebook saying, "You don't know if it's not black. It's Black
Of
Lives."
course. No, I'm Antifa, by the way. I'm anti-fascist.
There you go. There you go. So
Put that on my bio.
I will put it. You never know where you could use that. So I think.
Hang on, I'm getting a call.
No way. Is it?
It's from you.
Are you being serious?
Look at the screen.
Where's my phone?
Your picture's on the phone.
Yeah, haha. You're just putting it on here. My phone is fine.
This BlackBerry's 10 years old. Hold on, I got to get a call.
The flip phone. Tom has found his flip phone.
It's from you.
The flip phone was cool as shit.
Hold on.
Oh no, he has one of those little tiny baby flip phones that we all loved. It got very cool to have the tiny Barbie-sized flip phone, and now he's just loving talking on the phone. You know what? I loved my BlackBerry, and I was very not happy to get rid of it, but I was kind of forced with the whole Apple connection with all my other electronics. I fell into that Satan hole. So yeah.
So you don't have an Apple phone now.
It's everything I own is Apple. They know all about me.
There you
I've got
go.
the iPad, the iPod, the laptop, the phone. Give it to me. I'm gonna stay connected.
You got a tattoo on your ass.
I've got the watch. Why do I need them all to be connected though? Why does that matter? It doesn't matter.
So let's do a topic.
Well, let's wrap this up with a wrap up.
Yeah.
How do you think this is going to end? What do you think will come from that?
Yeah, it's easy for me to predict the past after I've seen it happen. But no, I said Mitch McConnell is going to be key in this, and he was. This is amazing. The whole thing was amazing. I had that $1,000 bet with that guy.
Yes, I do know that.
We exchanged checks. He was so convinced that
Did his
by,
check show up?
I have it. I have it in the car.
Okay. Have you
So,
heard
huh?
from
No, he's been very quiet on Facebook.
so quiet?
Huh.
That's okay.
But think about all that's happened in the last couple of days. 2 senators from Georgia, non-democratic. I mean, that's amazing. We got the Senate. Then we get and this whole you knew this the Trump thing was gonna that pimple was gonna burst in some fashion. And yeah, it's bursted without having a crazy ending. We kind of let all the pressure out. So they're not going to be able to do anything. I mean, now CIA, FBI, we're on super high alert. So I mean, now you got to get through the next 12 days, right?
Yes.
Is that it? So, um, I think the 25th Amendment does not apply here. My
Okay.
my personal thinking. That's more like Reagan's going under an operation because he got shot, so he's going to be taken out for a couple of hours. That's when the 25th Amendment, you know, puts it, gets this person over here to be prepared to come just in case something happens.
Yeah.
That's the 25th Amendment, or I guess mentally incapacitated, but
That's what they were saying to
but
because
but Trump can also, you know, oppose it as well. So it just seems sticky. But I think impeachment is on the table.
then it stops him from further running. He can never run again.
He could never run again. He loses his pension. He loses his travel. He loses his security. He loses a lot. Plus it also, it's a permanent mark against this nonsense that this guy was crazy, and it's a way to stop it.
We want him to lose all the perks. We do, because he has treated the American public horrific. He
Lee.
doesn't deserve those perks
Right.
at all.
Well, I'm for the impeachment, oddly enough.
Okay. So I heard the reason they were pushing for the 25th Amendment is someone said, listen, if we don't trust him to go on Twitter or Facebook or social media, why do we still trust him with nuclear weapons?
I agree. I'm saying there's now a wink and a nod. He may have. Good heavens, something's making sounds over here. He may have codes and stuff, but there's no way that anyone's going to let him launch anything.
Well, I would think not, but also it is the president of the United States. Shouldn't we take this more seriously? And
Thankfully it's days before he's done, and not months or years. Sorry, the thing was rattling on, it was making a sound.
Because of the timeline, you're saying it's not necessary to pull him out of office because it's just too close.
Yeah, if it was 2 years ago, because he would be too dangerous. You couldn't sit on him for that long. You could sit on him for 2 weeks.
Huh.
I think. What could he do?
I don't know.
I mean, it would be interesting. I mean, you notice that when it came to get the National Guard, they had to go to Pence. They didn't go to Trump.
Yes. I heard, and I don't know if it's true, that Pence is furious because Trump was planning this all along. And then when this happened, they had to drag Pence out of there too, because Pence was in danger as well.
Yeah, Trump doesn't give a shit about Pence.
Oh, we knew that.
Absolutely. It's Trump could care less. Trump threw Pence under the bus.
Yeah.
I think that the idea was to even get Pence zip tied. Who knows?
For sure. Yeah, no, definitely for sure. And then just on a final note, Trump did come out and say that he loved those patriots and that they were very special people.
That's the first step of healing. Okay.
I mean, he's done so many crazy things that when he does stuff like that, it's not even shocking.
This is a great opportunity for the Republicans to get rid of him. Vote him out, to impeach him so he can't run again. He loses all power.
He destroyed their party in 4 short years, destroyed it. And he empowered the Democrats because he made the Democrats fight harder than the Democrats have ever fought before. And now the Democrats are at a really important point in history, because if they don't get out there and get proactive and get things done, then they're going to drown.
Oh, no, yeah, and unless there's an impeachment, the Republicans will never, or at least for 20 years, have any high moral ground. Trump's violated all of it.
No.
Any type of conversations with foreign governments, any type of misgivings with a woman. It's like Trump's violated it all, and the Republicans have never flinched. Who gives a shit? Just move forward. We love Trump.
Not for any.
No, but if they, at this point, if they also say, fine, we come to our senses, he's impeached.
So I know he said he's not going to the inauguration. Do you think at all that he will try to pull a stunt on that day to draw the media away?
Who cares? Nobody cares. Everyone's gonna be so relieved that he's out. So Pence will go there. Pence will represent the current administration. They're gonna shake hands. They're professionals. They're they know what they're doing. So everybody's gonna be like, so that fraction is gonna start shrinking. Just
and you don't think he's
balls and nut jobs, huh?
You don't think Trump's going to leave the country, because now New York's going to go after him?
Oh yeah, he's going to go down to Mar-a-Lago, but he can't even live there an entire year.
How long will Melania stay? Is she already gone?
Good question. It's up to you, gals. I don't know how you're. Like the book says, I don't know nothing about women.
No, she left a long time ago. And now with all this, it gives her the perfect excuse to leave. She won't even have to pretend that she's staying around. You know what I mean? Like, if she's lucky, what she'll do is she'll find a way to, give him a heart attack or something. Gets everything.
Yeah. Oh, we'll see what that prenup says about that.
Well, don't you remember when he won the presidency, the big controversy was when the book came out about Melania, was that she didn't go to DC in the beginning because she renegotiated the prenup to get more money, more than that. Because if you want me to play this game, I want, and so he had to play.
She's a professional. She's a hooker. You want extra? This is off the menu.
Right. I'm not going to kiss you. But...
We all know about that. We all are familiar with that.
Right. Well, this was important to talk about. This is a very, very important time in history, and this will go down in the books. And
I wanted to memorialize it, but then I also understand people listening don't get a chance to chime in and correct me. So I don't like to just sit there and make them listen to my pontifications.
Well, let's talk about your sister.
Tell me if I need a ruling on this, wrong or right. Okay.
Yes.
So my sister Nancy, and she is 4 years older than I am, lives in Orlando. She's super sweet. Nancy and I, funny. She was in a comedy group with me back in the 80s. We did the Dolly Dosen thing together. I came down from Chicago to work with her in the early 80s. Gosh, 35, 40 years ago. So and we're close, but then she's living with the judge, and so we're not interacting as much as we used to when we were in our 20s and 30s. Right. So she's giving away on Facebook. She's giving away a beautiful dining set. It's like a gorgeous cherry oak table. It's got leaves in it. It looks like it sets 12 comfortably, right? Okay. She's giving it away. So I said, I saw that posting. I put a little heart on this. I said, this is lovely. You're so generous. Okay. What a lovely thought. And then I said, has somebody hacked your account?
That's funny.
So then she texts me back, oh, you've got to delete that. I'm trying to give away this nice cherry table and blah, blah, blah. I'm like,
Nancy.
I go, really? Do you think people really think that someone's hacked your account? I wrote all those 3 things down. Do you think someone's really hacked your account? When did you mark the calendar the day you lost your sense of humor? You know what I'm saying? And I wrote all, and at the end I just said, I'm sorry. And I changed the comment.
Wow. What's happened to Nancy? Is it being married to a judge has made her uptight?
No, here's the one thing that kind of made me think that I'm not getting the whole story. Okay.
Okay.
She says, it's best not to kid someone, especially when I'm trying to improve my living situation and it's a big decision. So she must be stressed about giving this table away. I don't know what the improving of the situation is. Maybe downsizing or whatever. I don't know if they have any plans on moving.
Yeah, because
But
she's giving it. She's not selling it. So
yeah, I don't know. So maybe so that gave me pause to thought that she's kind of in a situation. She's in her head about this thing a little bit. As I can relate. I'm in my head about all this.
yeah.
And so I'm like, all right. So I didn't say anything snarky back. I deleted
Right.
that portion of the comment. I left a nice portion of the comment up on top. And then I
Yeah.
just said I was sorry. So
Well, I guess this goes back to we never know what someone's going through.
right,
As an outsider, I thought that was hilarious. Who wouldn't think that's funny? Who wouldn't get that? It's hilarious. It's a clear joke.
right.
Clear.
Someone's someone's hacked your account.
You're a stand-up comedian. You're her buddy. You guys joke all the time. It's not the first time you've joked with her. Why would this be shocking in any way? But
I mean, it was perfect setup. Two nice things, and then the punchline.
I thought it was very funny. But if Nancy's in a different headspace about it, then there are times people will say things on my social media, and I think, man, you just wrecked the whole point of this, and maybe that's what Nancy was thinking.
I know. I know.
But yeah, it's always I've had a couple people tell me to take things down. Of course, I'm trying to think now. My mom got very upset once. I don't think she listens to these shows all the time, so I can tell you this.
Go
My
on.
my mom put a thing on Facebook. Does not my mom does not like to be told what to do.
What?
He's got 4 daughters, so you can imagine the controversy. We're all very strong women in our own ways. So mom was on Facebook a lot, and mom posted a thing that said something, I wish I could remember exactly, but it said something about, oh, and I have beautiful daughters, and I'm so lucky I have daughters, but they fart just like everybody else.
There you go. I
Yeah.
like it.
And so I don't know if it was me or Carol. We just checked on her because it was very unlike her to, you know what I mean? We just wanted to check because mom's
Not a lot of fart jokes from mom over the years.
not on Facebook. And so she got upset when we checked on her because she said, well, I think that's very funny. And because we checked on her and she got hurt, she took it down and she said, well, I just won't go on Facebook anymore.
Oh, well, define check on her. What does it mean?
Mom's had some problems with her account. It's been hacked twice.
See, it's the old hack joke. Uh-huh.
It's been hacked twice. And the funny thing is, I've never had my account hacked. My mom lives in fear of being hacked. She's been hacked twice, where someone takes her picture and starts a new account, sends a messenger to all of her friends saying, hey. So she got nervous about her Facebook. So we checked on her and said, hey, did someone hack your account? Well, I think it's funny. Well, I'll just take it down and I just won't go on Facebook anymore.
Oh, you know what? It's so sad when
That was not the point. We weren't trying to do that.
I know. I said that mom couldn't have said something like, hey, relax. I'm funny too. Don't be so hung up.
Right.
Turn it on you. Like
Right.
you're being too hung up.
No, it upset her. And that was a few years ago. And she kind of prides herself on how much she's not on Facebook. She will go on it occasionally, but not like she used to. And it really started with the whole fart thing about the daughters, which is insane. Facebook can really, and it has really created tensions
Ha!
amongst people.
It's an interesting tool. It's an interesting tool. I mean, I could be convinced that you could take kids could be given a 1 week class on Facebook.
Yeah.
And you can learn all about how not letting things affect your feelings, how you should think twice before you post, something like that. And then, maybe Billy's having a bad day and he wants to say something bad. Don't take anything personally. It might be a nice time to introduce the 4 agreements.
Yes. Yes, I used the 4 agreements a lot in the last 2 days.
I
When
love the 4 agreements.
when I was looking at Facebook, I'm like, "Nope, no, nope," and back away,
Do you,
back away.
do you type a lot of stuff and then erase it?
Yes. Yes. Or I'll start to and go, "Nope,
You know what? Especially when it's strangers.
it's not necessary." I've had strangers come after me and I'll try to say one thing back, not in an argumentative way. I'll usually say, "Thank you for sharing your thoughts," because it's okay. You can share your
I
thoughts.
like, you know what? I like putting a heart on that stuff.
Oh, a heart.
I do a heart. I'll even say bless your heart. And we all know what that means.
We all know what bless your heart
Yeah,
means.
somebody comes after me with some F bombs and whatever. Bless your heart. There you go. Have a better day.
That is a good one. So yeah, so that was about your sister. So I'll do one of my topics really quickly. And I should have done something sexy. Someone told me today that, and tell me if this is true, sitting down is the new smoking because people are home so much and they're sitting so much, and that there's a lot of health issues that come from sitting. Have you heard that?
Have you seen the the commercials where you're sitting and you got this little pedal thing for like a little mini bike?
Oh no, I have one of those. I have one of those little pedal things on the ground. Is that bad? Tom, I bought it when I had the apartment and I didn't have room for an exercise bike. I can't ride my bike in the winter, so I love sitting on the couch with my little pedaler.
Do you do it?
I do, I love it.
Really?
It's a perfect size for me. I can sit on the couch and put it right in front of my feet, and I just pedal away while I
Well,
watch it.
that's, that falls under something's better than nothing. That definitely falls into that category. It's like doing curls with a Dixie cup.
Well, you can put
Look at me exercising.
there's gears and stuff so you can make it more difficult.
If you're using it, I love it.
I love that darn little thing.
That's great.
Well, because when it gets super cold here,
Of
I
course.
can
No. That's I peg that thing as something you buy. You thinking I'm gonna use it. You never use it. I mean,
I
because I've
love
done that 1,000 things. I've got 1,000 things.
I bought one for my dad because he was saying he wanted to use something during the wintertime. And I'm pleased to tell you, my mom told me he actually would use it because, again, he had heart surgery and he was supposed to exercise. It was hard for him, so he sat in a chair. But you're right. If you see something like that, I'm not a huge exercise person. I'm never going to a gym. I'm not.
No, I love it. I think this is our best show ever.
I think every show is our best show ever. All right, I want to tell you something that maybe you don't know. I'm going to talk about your grandma's bedroom. Are you ready about this?
11,000 steps today, baby.
I'm not surprised, and I'm very jealous. I'm
Fitbit.
very jealous about you. Has that Fitbit changed your life?
I haven't had a decent night's sleep since they're tracking my sleep. I'm up like, what the hell is my tracking?
I don't think anybody's had a decent night's sleep since March, really. So here's the thing about your grandmother's bedroom. Do you remember what your grandparents' bedroom looked like, Tom?
Well, Melinda, let me think about it. I don't believe I could pick it out of a lineup. If you showed me 4 bedrooms, I could not pick it out.
Really now?
I'm gonna guess the bed was probably neat, always made, probably a nice shiny quilted cover, probably a dark color, maybe gray carpet. Looked like maybe, now I'm having a bit of flashback. Maybe it was kind of a white ash or oak type of dresser with a glass cover, which glass top on it. And I believe there was probably a picture of Jesus in there somewhere, and definitely a cross
Yes.
to get everybody in the mood.
Yes. You needed the cross in the bedroom.
It's
Well,
interesting.
I remember my mom's parents' room, my dad's mother's room. I mostly remember my great grandparents on my mom's side because I spent a lot of time there, and it was almost very similar to what you said. Now, from those days, the world was very different, and decorating was very different. It was a basic room, right? It wasn't a lot of the fluff and fancy stuff, and it was usually like not a very sexy place, right? It was like traditional things in the bedroom. So apparently it's become trendy to design and decorate your room from things that used to be in your grandparents' room. So here are the things that people are recommending and that are saying that are trendy now. Tell me if you remember these. Do you know what pin tuck pillows are? Round pin. Do you remember your grandmother or round pillows were such a thing, and they were kind of, they had a button in the middle, and they were like little layers, and they were all, it was like it's called a pin tuck, where there's like little folds or creases like a pleated skirt,
Like darts? Yes.
like a pleated skirt. So
Yeah.
those pillows are coming back. Quilts are coming back, which, you know what, in the day, quilts were the thing. Grandma made the quilts and you had a quilt on the bed, but that's like a trendy thing
Huh.
right now. Another trendy thing, do you remember this? Floral wallpaper.
You know, wallpaper's been so out for so long.
You know, I hate wallpaper so much, but they're saying floral wallpaper is coming back. Also, an old timey alarm clock that you wind.
What?
Yes, apparently it's trending that people want like retro alarm clocks. Not that you plug into the wall, but the old timey ones with the little
Like an old German one, you wind it up and had a little. I had one of those clocks.
I did too. I don't know. Yeah, I had one too. Shag rugs.
No way.
Shag rugs are back. Oh, my cat just came in. Damn it. Shag rugs are back. So that's very exciting. I don't know how to describe this. It's called a hobnail lamp, but it's actually an oil lamp. Did your parent or grandparents have any oil lamps? Yeah, mine did.
Not that I recall.
The oil lamps. So I just want you to know, since you're single and you're moving, it's trendy to go ahead and decorate your bedroom like your grandparents' bedroom.
No pictures of Jesus in there, right?
I didn't see anything about Jesus, but I don't,
Here's you got a new house? Here's your Jesus starter pack. This is for the bathroom. This is for the entryway. Here's one for each bedroom, and here's for the kitchen.
we definitely feel like, that's a necessary. I've never understood why Jesus on the cross was something that people wanted to wear around their neck. I get the cross, but the Jesus on the cross, I've never.
I mean, I've got nothing but respect for Jesus, but it's very interesting how it was everywhere.
That's what I'm saying. Of course, much respect to Jesus, but who started the trend? Where
Well, you want to identify yourself as a member of the club.
with the dead Jesus? I don't know. That always felt very wrong to me.
Well, he wasn't dead at the time.
I get they're promoting, like, look what he did for you, but I still feel like, would he have, WWJD guys, would he have wanted?
You know what? I thought I invented that WWJD. I did. I don't think I did, but I know I thought I did.
That's good. I love it. It's quite the thing, this WWJD. There's
Yeah.
braces.
I mean, 20 years ago, I thought I invented it.
Oh, that's so funny.
And I'm trying to think, man, maybe I didn't.
Well, I mean, maybe you did. I don't know who created the whole WWJD.
That's one thing I want to ask St. Peter when I get to the pearly gates.
There you go. How many questions do you get?
I think as long as the questions are interesting, he'll continue to answer. But once you start getting into how many Cheerios do you think I've eaten? All right, get out of here.
Does St. Peter have the patience for all that? That just seems
If
like.
they're interesting questions.
All right. Okay.
When she said she was on her period, was she? No, she was not. God dang it. Hey, watch the language.
I don't know that he's going to want to have those talks.
I'm saying he's going to, as long as they're interesting questions about sex, he likes that.
Right.
He likes the killing questions. How many has Hillary killed? Is it under or over 30?
He's going to say, even I can't talk about that.
Wow. Otherwise, I'm going to get killed.
That's right. Hillary is that powerful. All right. You wanted to talk about your brother.
Yes. So then, in keeping with my wiseassery with my sister,
Yes.
I was, you know what? I've been visiting. The girls have been in all Christmas. They came in before Thanksgiving. They just left today. Okay. So they've been here 6 weeks. It's been delightful. They've been staying with my ex, which is 10 minutes away. And I've been there plenty. I've got the open door policy over there. I just walk in. Everybody's fine. No one's weird. Coral's over there, my oldest stepdaughter. the girls there and the boys still living there with Tina, and it's marvelous. And so I don't know what happened where the conversation went yesterday the other day, but I always like to, I think it's I never got quizzed by the kids for some like school project. Hey, Dad, tell us about your life. We're gonna run some video.
Oh,
We're gonna get you down on video talking about your adventures. And I've sprinkled conversations of my adventures along the ways with the children because that's what I think I should do, right?
yeah.
So
Yes.
then I I uh, I I forget what happened. Oh, I was talking about my nephew. It's good
Okay.
looking, big strapping kid, Patrick's boy, right?
Yes.
Nicholas. And he's got this huge mane of jet black hair. And
Okay.
he's striking good looks in a huge beard,
Oh.
but he's let the beard grow onto his cheeks,
Oh.
right? So the other day I questioned him about that. I said, hey, is that a look you're trying to achieve? Or because I have a beard, Patrick has a beard, he's got a beard. He goes, nah, I just, I'm down from Alabama for the couple of weeks and I don't have a razor.
Oh.
I looked at his dad. I go, might there be a razor about for Junior? Of
Yeah.
course. And I was telling that story to the girls because I said, you know what I forgot? I forgot to give Nicholas a compliment. Say, my God, you're so handsome, Nicholas. And just a little trimming of the thing, might even boost you way into, superstardom, quote.
Yeah.
Because compliments don't cost you anything. And being the elder statesman, that might have a little impact on Junior. And it's a mistake not to give a sincere compliment when an opportunity rises. And I was telling the kids, I said, my brother Bernie, who's 6 years older than me, I used to watch him work a room when he was 18. So I'm 12. I'm watching him, for Thanksgiving and Christmas. And he's like, hey, are you losing weight? That's a great color on you. Just work in the room, but not with any purpose. Just that was his nature. And
Yeah.
that's his nature now. And
Aw.
so, and then my nature is to give everybody the needle. My sister, has someone hacked your account? That's my nature. And I find that some people don't get a lot. And I said, I would be better served in the girls. I'm explaining this to the girls. You're always better served to say something nice. Save the needle for your friends. I was talking to the girls about that when I listened to a broadcaster, and the guy he's interviewing doesn't say the person's name,
Yes.
right? So I just blurted that out, and I tiled into my brother, and then talked about me giving everybody the needle.
It's good to know who you are.
Yeah. So, I'm not dead yet, and I'm making some revelations about, why I don't have any friends.
I don't think anybody has any friends right now, Tom. That's the thing. With the way that the world is. Someone was telling me, what is it called? Um, I could be saying this wrong. It's a there. I'm gonna fuck this up so hard. Distancing depression or something about people not having physical contact with other people because we are social beings, about how that's a depression people don't want to acknowledge because they're like, no, I'm fine, I have food, I'm good. But really, we are social creatures. Because
Absolutely.
right, I was telling my niece, I said, I've been in my house since March. The only time I go out is if I just go for a drive, but it's not like I'm meeting people. So I said, my daughter and her boyfriend live here, and I just don't go around hugging them on a regular basis. You know what I mean? So, really,
Why
I
not?
really haven't been hugged or touched or any.
Why don't you hug your daughters?
I'm saying in the last, since we've been home for the pandemic, I haven't really. When Reagan passed away, we all hugged. That happened, because we were all very sad.
You got to wait for a dog to go?
No, I didn't realize it. I didn't realize that I wasn't doing that, is what
What are you
I'm
saving it for? Marriage? Your
saving
fourth
it.
marriage? Huh?
For the last day of the pandemic. I didn't recognize I wasn't doing that, is what I'm saying.
I see. I'm sorry. So look at me giving you the needle. You're being honest. You're pouring out your heart, and I'm turning on you.
Oh, we're calling it giving me the needle. I'll remember that next time someone hurts my feelings. No, but it's interesting because Tom, I really didn't realize I wasn't walking around thinking I haven't touched anybody. I was
No. Gosh, I just had a miserable thought. Just sitting here right now, this second is, what if I had no family, and I'm living out here by myself?
yes,
I would, it would be horrific,
yes, yes,
horrific. And there's people that are living like this.
yes, absolutely.
Oh, I mean, the girls are in super lockdown. They don't even go. They don't even want to go in a store to pick up their food.
I won't either. We don't do that here.
I mean, I'm wearing the mask. I got to go to Lowe's. I need some shit. I got to get some stuff done. I can't. I don't. I can't. It's impossible. I mean, impossible, but not. So,
No, listen, I was talking to Alex and Will today. My birthday's on the 20th, and I said, I just want you to be prepared for my birthday. Here are my plans. Because we don't have contact with other humans at all. I said, I'm gonna dress up, I'm gonna go on the Brooklyn Bridge, and I'm gonna do a photo shoot.
holy crap! I'm glad that ended like that. Uh,
And so I want to take some New York photos just of like, hey, this is 60. Hey, this is what 60 feels like. Welcome to 60. And the first thing, instead of my daughter saying, that sounds fun or good,
can we yes and a little bit? Go ahead.
she said, well, I don't know if that's safe. And I said,
Oh,
well, I've been inside for a long time. I have no intention of running in the middle of a crowd, start licking people. I just want to go on the bridge and take some pictures.
you know what? In my world, that's a 95% safe activity. And you're wearing a mask up until the point you take a few pictures, right?
That's asked. Yes, she said, will you wear a mask? I said, not in the picture. And I said, here's the thing. If you don't want to take my picture, I'll bring a tripod. I'll take my own picture because I said, this is happening. I'm
Yeah,
just telling you,
right.
I have no interest in endangering anyone. That's all I want for my birthday is I want to dress up and go on the Brooklyn Bridge and
That's a
take.
small ask. And see, it's funny. It's interesting what everybody's circle of comfort is. Some people it's partying downtown in St. Pete on a
Right,
Friday night, or going to a bar, or doing an open mic, or going to a comedy show. Whether they're, oh, by the way, local comic just got the COVID. He's been out, whatever, gallivanting around. And then they just shut down some open mics because of the COVID. Oh, isn't this interesting? Because I've been watching these open mics that I've been attending, and fuck, 15 guys are going up to who? How big's the audience? This is insane. Those are low ceiling bars. I mean, this is nuts. And all of a
right.
sudden, this one's not happening. This one's not happening. So I think hate to say, but the chickens are coming home to roost a little bit. But everybody's circle. I'm comfortable going to Publix, getting something. I'm comfortable going those. Everybody's messed up. But I have noticed that there's a couple of anti-maskers flipping about. Somebody was in Publix the other day, no mask on. I saw a person walking into Tractor Supply today, no mask. It's like, oh, Trump doesn't win, so we're not going to wear a mask. Is that how we're doing this?
It's not mandated there to wear.
It is mandated, but the person that's working at Tractor Supply has got the mask down on their, noses hanging out. Oh, by the way, here's an interesting thought. I saw a woman walking into Tractor Supply holding a rake, and she's, going to return something. No mask. And then I had my series of thoughts. Saw her 3 minutes later in line with a mask on. So she had just forgotten to put on a mask. But my mind was like, really? No mask? We're not doing a mask?
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I I didn't stay away from people all this time to just throw myself and get sick around a bunch of
Right.
people.
Right.
So I'm not stupid. I understand her concerns, but I was feeling a little frustrated because I thought, I'm not asking your permission. I'm telling you what I'm doing, and you should know me by now. I'm going to be safe. I would love for you to participate, but if you don't want to, this is all I want, man. And I said, I'm 60. 60 is a big deal to me.
Right. And I don't think that's an unsafe thing. I think if you're disinfecting, you're covering your face, you're staying out of a crowd, you could be outside. I mean, it's blowing all over the place. It's blowing. I think outside eating is fine. That's just me. That's in my comfort zone. because, everybody examines the elephant from their position. I love that elephant analogy. I heard about this thing 20 years ago. I love it. Three blind guys talking about an elephant, right?
Yeah.
And they're all describing their part of the elephant that they're touching.
Right.
Describe an elephant. Oh, he's this big. He's about like a tree trunk. And then, oh no, he's like a snake. Oh no, he's kind of like a tree limb.
Yeah.
So I'm describing so far I've lived my life the way I want to live it, or the way I think is safe. And that so far I have been safe.
Yeah. Well, and because we have been so hard on lockdown that now we've gotten ourselves into this frenzy because
Right.
everything, right, everything comes to our door. So now we're in panic mode because we've not had any kind of tiptoeing out.
No. And my daughter Spencer is very much, she's in charge of security.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm outside eating Christmas dinner. I'm outside.
I know.
I'm not allowed to, but I respect it all. I even told her, I said, I'm never mad at you. I respect it.
Right. Well, that's what I was trying to tell Alex. I said, Alex, I get it. I'm not telling you something you're uncomfortable with. And then she said, well, if you're around a bunch of people, then you come back to the car, then we're all exposed. And I said, well, that's why I'm telling you, I'm not going to be around a bunch of people. I'm just telling you, I'll go where it's safe because I would like to take pictures.
Right.
And it would be easier for me if you took them for me than me setting up the stuff on a tripod and having to do all that. But we'll see. I get it. We're all trying to figure it out. I don't know what the pandemic rules are. This is my first pandemic, so I'm trying to, I'm trying to be as safe as I can without losing my mind, So anyway, so we talked about your brother, we talked about your sister. You had one more thing.
Cartoons.
Yes, what about the cartoons?
I ran across, since I'm moving, stuck in a file somewhere, cartoons I drew when I was 25 years old.
Stop it.
Would you care to see them?
How do you still have them, Tom?
I just hang on to everything.
After all of this time, were they in a
file?
book, or where were they?
They were in a file. This is an order sheet for Revere Electric Supply. Like you had a pad of these things, so you just rip them off.
Okay.
Right?
Yes. Let me see what you did. So you're holding, oh, look at you with okay, hold it up. It's a guy at a desk and he's imagining in his little thought bubble, it's a picture of a man's head and it says, a good manager always thinks ahead. And he's thinking up ahead. That's hilarious. Okay, and it's actually a very good drawing. There's a woman looking in front of a full-length mirror and she has on some kind of a fancy dress. It looks like the dress is either very fancy in the back or it's turned around. She's facing the mirror and it says Italian dressing.
She's zipping it up.
Ah, Italian dressing. I get it. Look at you with the word play.
Yeah, I have a whole series of wordplay, and then I'll have something different.
And this is a photo. You're a good artist. Freeze or I'll shoot. And he's pointing the gun at a table with maybe ice cube trays. Freeze or I'll shoot. Look at you. Very nice. You are a very good sketch artist. It says Venetian blinds, and it looks like, so guys that are blind, I can't see the writing underneath them. One guy has pencils for 20. That's Nick has pencils for 25 cents. Tony, Vince. So they're the dog's name is Reno. Venetian blinds. They're all blind. And it says Barry Manilow's greatest shits, and it's steaming piles of shit all around the page.
In the shape of a star.
In the shape of a star, quite clearly.
I had Dolly Parton's biggest tits, but I didn't draw that one.
Good for you. You gotta keep
just
it.
A few more.
Okay, this looks like a reindeer, and it says passing the buck, and a guy is holding up a reindeer with very elaborate horns. Very elaborate.
All right. Okay. I only have like 3 more.
You're a good sketch artist, Tom. Have you sketched lately? You should.
I haven't. But here's a few that I just decided not to get away from the puns and do other things.
Yeah, I'm sorry if you're listening to this on iTunes because these are really good sketches. You might have to go to YouTube and take a look at these, or maybe Tom can post them. It says farts blowing in the wind, and I can't really tell what the photo is. It's
It's a
a
tree and those are farts.
oh, okay. I couldn't tell. There was a very artistic tree that he drew there, very futuristic tree farting. And oh, this is quite detailed. Look at you. There's a deck around an above the ground pool, and there's two people on the side. There's a sun, some clouds, a very happy sun. You can see the water in the pool, and it says, Phil is always the last to know when the game is over. And he is in the pool, possibly drowning. Is that what it is?
No, they're playing Marco Polo. His friends are out in the pool.
They're playing Marco Polo. Look at you, spent some time on this, dude.
I was working.
What did you do with your drawings when you would create them? Would you hang them up, or
My intention was to maybe go to National Lampoon with them.
stop at Jimmy, or I'll tell Ma? And it looks like he's doing that magic trick where he saws off the legs,
But
and
he
he's
was-
got the saw, and he's going to saw his leg off.
He's really gonna saw his leg off.
And this is a guy on his knees with some squirrels around him and a tree and a bench and a sidewalk. Very good dimensional drawing, by the way. And it says eating nuts with the squirrels in the park. And the guy must be eating nuts with those squirrels that were on the ground.
Let me give you two more and I'll be done. Oh, this is my favorite.
Okay, your favorite coming up is a bed, someone laying in the bed, and it looks like an animal might be, unfortunately, yes, he does have his mouth around. It looks like an excited part of the male anatomy, but that is under the blanket. And it says Kevin dreams of Dolly Parton while Barry dreams of it's wiped out on the end. What's it say?
Bone.
What Barry, okay, so the dog dreams of a bone, and Kevin is dreaming of Dolly Parton while the dog is clearly got his mouth around the elevated male anatomy under the blanket.
Okay, let me give you, I'll do Billy's Unsolved Mysteries and that'll be that. Okay?
Unsolved Mysteries. I love Unsolved Mysteries. Okay, so it says Billy's Unsolved Mysteries. Clearly there's a story here underneath this. It looks like a living room with a chair and a window. There's a UFO possibly outside, and it says Billy's watch, and Billy is looking underneath the cushion in the living room, and the UFO is in the window behind him. So Billy is not looking where he should be looking for the unsolved mystery.
Because the UFO people took his watch.
Those UFO people.
Two more.
And this, well, you are such a good drawer. There's a car. You're very good at dimensional drawing. There's a car on a road. It looks like maybe with a wolf or a dog. And it says Billy's younger brother.
It's an unsolved mystery.
Oh, it's an unsolved mystery. Okay, so the guy is leaning out the car and the kids. You really do quite the detail with the striped shirt and the hair all sticking up.
Billy's always got the striped shirt on, and his younger brother's got the similar. His stripes are vertical. So the stranger in the car's offering him candy.
Well, as strangers do.
Hence the unsolved mystery. What happened to Billy's brother? Here's the answer to it right here.
The candy.
How about this one?
Strangers giving us candy growing up. This is a Nick's Cafe. It's a little restaurant. It shows a kid outside, and it shows someone inside. It looks like Billy's outside with a dog leash with no dog, and it says Billy's dog, and it looks like there's a chef possibly getting ready to use Billy's dog for possibly a meal.
Mystery solved.
Mystery solved about the dog. You went dark there though with those drawings. And here's another part of the unsolved mysteries. It says Billy's. Oh Lord, where is your mind? Okay, I'm just reading it as it says. Billy's wife's virginity, and it shows her walking away with the brother with the other striped shirt, and he's waving.
No, Billy's holding her hand. He's identified with the shirt.
Oh, sorry, I lost track of the identity. So
the sun is smiling.
The sun is always smiling in Tom's pictures. No matter how dirty it gets, the sun will always smile. Those are very good drawings. You should continue to draw. Those are very good, Tom. How did you feel when you found those today? Did you even know you had them?
I loved it. Here's an old one. This
It's
is
looks like a martini glass and possibly some olives. It says cherry something I can't
instead
read.
of Harry Houdini, it's Cherry Houdini.
Oh, and it says, and gentlemen, if it can be done, I shall be back. And what's happening there? What's
Well,
the
remember Harry Houdini said when he died that he wanted to come back.
yes.
So this Cherry Houdini is telling his
Oh,
buddies in the jar, "Hey, if I
hey,
can, I'm gonna go, but if I can come back, I will."
you put some thought into those drawings, sir.
I had that. I had like 3 months of a lot of inspiration and draw, and then it's done.
Why don't you frame them and put them in your new place as like,
It's crazy.
that's a good idea. Things like that should be put up where you can look at them, I
Yes,
think it's
I think
important when you
you're
have
right.
stuff that you really enjoy, you should have them out where you can see them.
I concur. Yeah, I found things from our my improv group in the 1970s or 60s. It was fun.
Wow. That's amazing that you would manage to keep something from those times. I guess because I've moved so a lot being in the military and stuff. And then when I was married, we moved a lot. It's harder to keep things when you move like that.
I know, and I've thrown a lot of stuff out, but I've kept. I said I'm keeping up a couple of big boxes of just stuff,
Yeah,
pictures, awards, kids drawing things. I go, I just want to have it.
of course. Of course you do. All right. So
Oh, we're now an hour and 15 minutes into
no,
this
we're
show.
not. Are you serious? How does that happen? All right.
Well, we did 20 minutes on the drawings. That's part of it.
No, you know what we did? We
Preambled for a half an hour.
we got tangled up in the whole Capitol terrorism because it happened. It's on our minds and it is something that is affecting us. Did you find another drawing, sir? You found another drawing and it says drinking like a fish, and it is a guy who has tossed his head into the fish tank, drinking like a fish. All right, so let's close the show with this.
Yeah.
I found the card from the card deck that says, "What's your word?" How do you show love to others?
Huh. Well, I'm a proponent of loving your neighbor as long as her husband isn't home.
Okay, yes.
I think you show love by giving somebody simple courtesies, like you know, at the Walmart or whatever. And the masking makes it very difficult to
Yes.
people are very their initial reaction is grim. Like I was there was a guy I'm walking out of Walmart with 5 of clear containers, for storage.
Yeah.
And he's like an old Italian guy and he's got the mask on and he's like mine. You got your serious haircut and furrowed brow and you're a little gray around the ends. You don't look like you're having a lot of laughs. It's like you're on, he looks like a businessman.
Sure.
But he looks at me and again, you can't read expression. And he goes, "Yeah, doing a little storage, huh? You gonna pack some shit away, I guess, huh, brother?" And then I said, "Oh." Then I said something clever, I'm sure.
I'm sure. I'm sure you did.
But it was nice because I'm the same way. I want to have fun with people, but the mask limits that. I ran into a woman, like we both looked at each other. We're going, we're 6 feet away. We want to go opposite directions. And then I went first. And then she gives me like, "Oh, really? Thanks for the courtesy." I go, I'm just trying to move along. I'm not trying to dominate you.
Yeah. Well, these are tough times. I think during the pandemic because
Okay, I pushed her just a little bit.
pushing might have sent the wrong signal.
You're
I
3
don't
feet away. You're 3 feet away.
Pushing might have sent the wrong signal. I think how I try to show love to others is if someone has a conversation with me and they talk about something that they're concerned about or something that's bothering them, I try to open up the conversation so they can talk more about it so they can find some resolution to it because I hate the thought that people are walking around ruminating over things that are bothering them, and I feel like if you talk about things it's the communication that maybe will change it up. So I feel like that's kind of how I love people, is trying to help people get things out in the open so they can not hang on to it.
Absolutely. You gotta let folks talk. Oddly, I got a phone call from a buddy of mine, and then, he's always probing, and he's always telling me this and this. And I said, well, how are things going for you? You know?
Yeah.
I go, yeah, you talk a little bit.
Yeah. Yeah. We all need to get things out, especially during these times. So, if you're still listening to us during the show,
Paula is long gone. Long gone. She dropped an expletive, told
think about,
Don, we're going to bed.
think about how you love people and make sure you keep on doing that, because we all could use some love right now. Every
Amen.
one of us.
Love, love, love.
So I'm Melinda McKenzie,
I'm Tom Wise from the Love Shack.
and thank you for unpacking all of this very deep shit that we unpacked
This is
today.
what happens when I subscribe. It used to be 45 minutes max or whatever your name is. Now it's rambling on with no rails, no end in sight.
Else. Well, they can stop at any time they want.
Yeah, and most do. God bless you. We'll
God
see you. We'll see you on next Monday. Have a great weekend. Today's Friday.
Weekend. Yes.
I'll be working.
Good for you.